call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things.
Malcolm Wellmaker takes on Kris Moutinho this Saturday at UFC Fight Night, Atlanta, Georgia. And this is going to be a good scrap. I like both of these guys. Unfortunately, one of them's got to lose. Malcolm Wellmaker, undefeated, 9-0. The Machine coming in off of a very impressive performance. First round knockout over Cameron Simon back in April. Hopping right back in there. I like to see it. Taking on Kris Moutinho, who's making his return to the octagon. He, as we all know, came into the UFC on short notice to take on Sean O'Malley. Took an absolute beating, but never quit. It was very impressive. The heart, the tenacity that he showed, but then was TKO'd again right after that one by Guido Canetti. Got his walking papers. Went back to the regional scene, got 5 wins by finish, and now he's back in the UFC, taking on one of the biggest young up-and-comers that we have in the division, unfortunately. So, Kris Moutinho, he's tough. We know that he's tough. We know that he's got heart, but that's not exactly the things that we want to be talking about somebody who fights in a cage. I don't want to know how tough you are. I don't want to see you constantly be taking punches and being able to eat them. I want you to be a tactician out there. I want you to be sliding around, moving, using your footwork to evade strikes and land your own. And that's the type of guy that Malcolm Wellmaker is. You know, very good on the feet. Kind of lulls guys in and counters them. He had the counter right hook against Cameron Simon, the same one that we saw on the regional scene, and the same strike that I said that he would catch Cameron Simon with, as he kind of lunged in head first. And so I'm gonna go with Malcolm Wellmaker in this one. I just think he's more athletic, has more power, is a better striker than Kris Moutinho. And Kris Moutinho, you know, he's young in his career, but he's taken a lot of damage. He's 32 years old. Malcolm Wellmaker's 31. Moutinho is 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. Moutinho is 5'10" with a 71.5-inch reach. So going to be pretty close in terms of frames, but I am going to give the athleticism, the technique, the power advantage to Malcolm Wellmaker, and I think he gets Moutinho out of there. You know, Moutinho, he looked good he's looked good on the regional scene. Not exactly fighting the best guys though. 8-2 is not bad, but 6-3, 6-7, 22-16. 14-16, lost to Guido Canetti, who was 8-6 at the time in the UFC, who's now 10-8. He was brought in as kind of a layup against Sean O'Malley. Looked tough, but just never really had anything for Sean O'Malley at all in that one, outside of just a granite chin. And I think Malcolm Wellmaker is just much more technical. I think he's got the higher ceiling. I think he's the entire package entering his prime. Hasn't been knocked out, hasn't been taking a lot of damage. His only loss is an armbar loss on the amateur scene, and just has tons of momentum right now. Just was in there fighting back in April, hopping right back in there. Kris Moutinho hasn't fought since November. Going to be making his debut again in the UFC. Going to have to deal with the jitters. Going to, have to deal with it. If he loses, maybe he gets cut again. And I can't imagine the odds are anything close. They're not even out yet for Malcolm Wellmaker versus Kris Moutinho on Tapology, but I have to imagine it's minus 500 territory, at least for Wellmaker. So I'm going to go with Malcolm Wellmaker to get this one done by KO. Thanks.